Welcome back to Starving for Attention, the show where you watch me put things up my ass. A couple of years ago, I was in my room playing Fortnite. It was the summer of 2019, or the year that changed my life. I was 13, I was in year 8. It was about 3 weeks before my 14th birthday, and my dad came in my room after he told me to go outside because I was playing too much Fortnite. Classic dads, am I right, kids? I'm gonna fucking shoot myself. I was playing with my friend Zane, so he said I could go over to his house and we would figure out something to do for the day. I rode my bike over there and was thinking of something we could do. Then I remembered, the beach camp. I've been there before, and near where I live, everyone used to go there to destroy shit and just fuck around. It was called the Port Kennedy Beach Camp. You can look it up if you want to find some more photos, but I'm just going to use ones that are relevant to what happened to me. It was an old school campground that even my dad went to when he was in school, but now I'm going to it after it's been abandoned, which is cool to think about. He told me that he stole ice cream from the kitchen when he was staying there one time, and it got shut down in 2016. No one knows why, and I was the first one to find out about it at my school after it's been shut down. How, you might ask? Well, I was bored in class one day and I was looking on Google Maps, telling my friend next to me that apparently they used to use the bushland in Port Kennedy for landmine testing and military training, so apparently there's active landmines there still. While I was zooming in to show him, I saw these buildings that I didn't know were there, and a week goes by and me and my other friend from up near the city went to check it out and find a way in. It was covered in barbed wire and we ended up climbing over the barbed wire just to find on our way out there was a hole cut in the fence at the entrance. Then when I got back to school, I started telling everyone about it. Once I got to Zane's house, I told him about it, and that we should go check it out. He was on board immediately, so he packed Zane's bag full of Mountain Dew and started walking down to the beach camp. We went through the hole in the fence that I found the first time we went, and started walking down a long dirt track that led us to the buildings. We had to look around for a bit, hitting things with sticks, smashing things, climbing on stuff, and just having fun and exploring the place. There are about 8 buildings, which were 2 toilet blocks, 3 cabins, a games room, a big hall with a kitchen, and the owner's house, and a water silo thing on the floor that we jumped into and struggled to get out of. But the most important one is the big hall. Out of the many times I've been there before, I only ever went into the kitchen because we were turning it into a little hideout where we would move the big oven in front of the door so no one could get in or out. But I made a hole in the side of the wall in one of the cupboards that me and my friends would use to get in and cover it up with a rusty sheet of metal on the outside. But me and Zane went in there this time and it looked like a Hulk ran through the door and just pushed the fucking oven and flipped it over and fucked it all up. After that, we got bored. Since I was with Zane, who was the only other person who just liked to climb shit, we decided to climb up onto the roof because there was some windows on there that were used to light up the inside of the hole that haven't been smashed yet. So we went up there to smash the windows. These were the only ones left out of the whole camp. So we got on the roof, and while Zane was looking out at the window, I decided to try and smash one by kicking it. Fucking retard. The first one I tried didn't smash because the glass was like half an inch thick. So obviously my little twig 13-year-old legs couldn't break it. So I moved over to the next one. This one was already smashed, but there was a big shard of it at the bottom, and I wanted to kick it so I could snap it off and it would go down and fall into the hole because it would shatter everywhere, and my monkey brain thought that it would look cool. So I kicked it and missed. Somehow I missed the thing with my foot completely, and the bit I was aiming for went right into my leg. My Achilles tendon, to be exact. Yes, the one they joke about in this episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah, you want us to plug him in the ankle?
You monster, just cut his Achilles tendon with this knife.
And the tendon they used to cut as a torture method, and the thing in the actual saying, my Achilles heel, from the Greek god or some shit. With the rush of adrenaline, the thing Clarence Claymore doesn't have,
That's a broken wrist, bone right through the skin. Oh yes.
I got myself off the roof by sliding down a diagonal pipe and then went to lean on a table while I waited for Zane. As I was waiting, everything slowly faded black. Like when you stand up too fast and you're about to faint, but this was like 100 times stronger. I'm surprised I didn't pass out. If I did pass out, I would have actually died. I couldn't feel any pain, and didn't look at my leg because I knew that it would make me start freaking out. And the only reason I didn't die is because Zane was there. And if I went by myself, I would have just fainted and fucking collapsed and died and been left there. And no one would have found my body until some kid like me went into the fucking beach camp and saw a dead body on the floor, just on the floor, or on the roof if I decided to not get off the roof. Once Zane got down from the roof, we started walking home, with blood trailing our every step on the walk. We were making jokes about how cool the scar is gonna be because I didn't think it was actually life-threatening until I got to the hospital. And they explained what actually happened. I thought it was just gonna be a couple of stitches, and that's it. I doubt we would have made it back to either of our houses if it wasn't for an old lady who stopped to give us a ride. She stopped and asked if I was okay and if we needed any help getting home. Obviously we said yes, but I didn't want to bleed all over her car. She insisted we get in and she took us home. Zane tried to pay the lady for her help, but she refused, and once we got out of the car, she was gone. I sat on the front lawn of my house while Zane went inside to tell my mum what happened. My dad just got back from work as I was lying on the floor waiting for mum to come outside. So he took me to the hospital where they told me the glass had cut 90% of the way through my Achilles tendon, and they're shocked how I managed to walk halfway home by myself. I thought the whole situation was funny, up until they told me that I'm going to have to be in a moon boot for half a year, and that it's going to take around 3 years for it to heal properly, and that I'll never be able to get it back to 100%. Then I started crying. I'm surprised I wasn't crying from the start. I guess adrenaline isn't a myth. I ended up staying at the hospital for 3 days and then going home to sit in my room and start my YouTube journey. Because I was bored, I made a YouTube video called How to Summon the PewDiePie Boss in 2019. And now, I think 6 channels later and 5 years later, we're here, right now. On this channel, Starving for Attention, the only one that I've managed to make a small community on. As of today, the beach camp has just been demolished. It's all gone. The government got rid of it all, and now there's just nothing there. All that remains of it is photos and YouTube videos of the place. If they didn't get rid of it, it would have been a sick place to just have like a bunch of parties for like when we got into the later years of high school. It would have been perfect. But I'm glad that they got rid of it, because if they didn't, then at one of those parties, someone probably would have fucking died. And the police would have showed up there multiple times before someone died just to stop people from partying. And yeah, someone could have died. Like, actually, they could have died if they didn't get rid of it. That's what would have happened. Go follow my Twitch if you want to see more. And I made a new channel called Yeti VODs where I upload the Twitch streams. They are both in the description. Go subscribe to that. Thank you. Goodbye.